content warnings is not dubstep. It is Dom sub dynamics and a slight, just sprinkle of a breeding kink. Okay,
just a sprinkle,
just a sprinkle, just a
kinkle sprinkle.
Yeah. Oh my Lana. Okay, sorry. All right, we're back at it. Hey there.
Wow, hi.
Wow. Hey, welcome to Say Smut, a literary podcast for readers and non-readers.
Thanks for coming to hang out with us today. That is Sarah. She loves books.
And that is Hope. She loves talking to me about books.
Mm-hmm.
Each episode, I break down the plots of some pretty wild books to Hope, who has not read them. Now, I know that you're probably looking at this title, listener, and thinking, what the fuck, Sarah? It is the middle of July. Well, this is our goddamn podcast. We gotta do what we want. And I decided that there are enough beautiful novellas during Christmas time and during the holiday season that I wanted to bring Christmas to July. So that's what we're doing today.
This is a real story. I once, for a summer, like for 1 week at a summer camp, got to be a camp counselor during the week of Christmas in July. And
really?
And so we, mostly being me, but also I guess my campers, themed our whole cabin the North Pole. And we would do like a little sound off. I think everybody had a reindeer name. And then we'd be like, Merry Christmas in July from the North Pole. And we won the fun award that you could win at camp that week for just like having lots of points and morale and stuff. It was amazing.
I love the holidays. It's like my favorite, other than fall, cozy season, spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
I love the holiday season.
I'm immediately going to be a hypocrite to tell you that I'm mad. I've been like vocally mad at seeing Halloween candy in stores right now in July.
Because I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. Weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, truly immediately after the 4th of July, fucking candy corn, candy pumpkins. Already.
Excuse me. We have back to school to do first.
It's July. We have Christmas in July to do.
Yeah, we have Christmas in July, you motherfuckers.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and Hope, when I say motherfuckers, can you bleep that? Like so it seems like we're like censoring our profanity, but we don't.
Do you want me to?
That would be hilarious. I think it'd be funny. Anyway, okay. So I kind of gave Hope a week off because I found this cute little novella. And to be honest, when I tell you the story, there's going to be nothing that you could imagine to research. It's 20 pages. And I know we've done less than that. I know we've done like 13 pages that have been like, but this one, it's really just a vibe. Okay. Yeah, sure. And I was like, you know what? Let's just cruise this one out.
Oh,
what a good, I felt like it was a good Christmas in July because we'll have more in-depth ones for the actual holiday season.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Of course.
So we are going to be reading Plowed by the Snowman by H.C. Summer.
Ooh, Summer's right in the name. We picked the perfect
To be
book.
fair, Summer is in the name.
This is an audio medium, but I do keep shrugging like, well,
what did you expect?
Well, what do you think?
By H.G. Summer.
So?
I will give some content warnings. We do have sexual content per usual. We also kind of have a dom sub. I just about said dub. And I was going to be like,
the combination of dubstep,
dubstep,
dom and substep.
I was in college in the early 2010s and dubstep. God damn it.
Yeah, we both were.
It was a wild time. Anyway, content warnings is not dubstep. It is dom sub dynamics. And a slight, just sprinkle of a breeding kink. Okay,
just a sprinkle,
just a
kinkle sprinkle.
Yeah. Oh my Lana. Okay, sorry. All right, we're back at it. All right. So on Storygraph, it has a 4-star rating. On Goodreads, it has a 3.63.
Wow.
I know, kind of high marks from Storygraph. Yeah. I do always disclose that Goodreads obviously has a lot more users than Storygraph does. So I always think like the average is always going to be slightly more skewed because you're not going to have as many people rating. Right.
That's true.
Fair. Okay. This is from H.C. Summer's Amazon info bio. H.C. Summer is an erotica author who loves weaving fantastical elements into sexy stories. From delicious fae lords to misunderstood monsters, nothing is off the table. Today, that includes a snowman. So I'm going to jump right into our story, Hope. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Okay. Were you a late bloomer by chance?
I mean, I would say so.
You would?
Yeah, I think
In what way? Like
every way.
I'm still not bloomed.
I'm not fully bloomed, right? I'm blooming as we speak. I'm really still trying to figure myself out.
What makes you say that you like what were the signs to you that you were a late bloomer?
Self-proclaimed hyper kid in elementary school.
Yep.
Not a lot of friends until late elementary school, high school, and honestly, some of the best friends really not till college. A social awkwardness. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I had my first boyfriend my freshman year of high school, which isn't really late, but it kind of is for some people. Like, whatever. I don't know. But yeah.
No, I get that. It kind of depends what you want to consider the bloom to be, right?
Depends on the bloom.
Yeah, it sure does. So like when I think of being a late bloomer, like I don't think necessarily like about myself having late blooming tendencies until like when it comes to like social aspects as I do when it comes to like learning. Like Like I genuinely think all of my elementary school teachers thought I was going to be so fucking stupid. And I kind of am, but I got there. I really struggled with like reading and I had a lisp when I was in elementary school. So like that struggled with some of my like learning abilities.
Yeah.
And then like I obviously somehow I got 2 collegiate degrees and came out as a professor. So
now your jobs are words.
Yeah, my jobs became
analyzing words, saying them sometimes.
Yeah, tossing them out there just to impress people. So imagine we're gonna set the scene for you. Okay, we're gonna be kind of the setting is like that medieval fairy tale style cottage in the middle of a forest, and it's wintertime clearly. Our main character, her name is Ginerva.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call her Jin a couple of times because I don't like saying the word Ginerva. But Ginny, she lives in this cottage with her 2 aunts who are they're twins, and they're the leaders of the Mirror Lake Coven. Okay.
Fun.
Yes, very
fun.
How
do I join?
I know. I just want to go live in a cottage in the woods too. But her mother died when she was sorry, I should have disclosed this part, but she did have a parental death at a very young age, and that's why she's living with her aunts. But it's kind of surprising that she's became such a late bloomer in her life as a witch because, she has these really powerful aunts in this lineage. Okay.
Yeah, sort of like is it like a late manifestation of powers? Yes. I don't want to assume.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. So most young witches come into their power at about 13 years old, but she got hers when she was 19. At one point, they thought she wasn't even going to get her powers. And so now when the story takes place, she is 23. So she's had some time to hone her craft, but not a lot of time,
It's the learning curve.
Yeah. And her aunts are always on her case about being too emotional and how her emotion interferes with her magic in like a negative, like she can't control what she does. Right. So we are in this cottage in the middle of the woods, and it is Christmas time, and everyone is in the festivities. I mean, there is eggnog being made. There is tinsel up on some sort of tree. I'm not sure what the vibe is because she does address it's Christmas time, but I do understand that they are witches. So I don't know how the Christian or commercial element of Christmas came into this.
But some people aren't Christian and just like the tree, and the presents, and that's cool.
Totally get that.
Who could say?
So, she decides she's kind of in a bad mood, and her aunts are kind of on her case about it. And she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for a walk and like walk this off. And she's on her little walk, and she comes across a clearing in the woods and decides to start building a snowman. And she's finding a lot of joy in this activity. And she's like kind of creating this lopsided creature, and she's can smell magic radiating in the air. And so she doesn't have much to decorate with. All she has is like this red scarf she has on and a pine cone. And so like she like digs holes for eyes,
Sure.
and the pine cone is the nose. So because she doesn't have a carrot. And then she like puts sticks for the arms, and then she puts her little scarf around the snowman. Now that she has this masterpiece, she decides how fun would it be for it to move.
Obviously.
How fun if I just kind of like animated it.
When you have magic, that's the most practical. Like,
yeah.
We've all seen Frosty the Snowman.
Exactly. So she's like, I have this magic. I'll put it to good use. And she puts up her hands and starts letting her magic free. While she's doing so, she's recalling about her aunt's, being kind of on her case about her emotions. And she was like, well, the last time I let my magic free was when I was in bed with this warlock named Dave, who was kind of a douchebag, but he was really good in bed. And I'll give you this direct quote. Quote, the last time I saw Dave, I swear I made the birds in his terrible wallpaper come alive, and little golden sparks flew from his candles. Admittedly, it ended badly, but once my climax was over, who really cared? His mother, that's who. But I was done with both of them. If you want my advice, never shag a mummy's boy, at least not more than once. Or maybe twice if he's exceptionally well hung.
That's fair.
Really great advice, Jenny.
I assume mummy mamacita like mother, but I also like to believe mummy a literal
just a
mummy.
Just
my literal mummy. Don't fuck a guy with a mummy.
Fraser mummy.
Don't do it.
Well, Jin is so taken by her daydream that her magic didn't necessarily make the snowman move, but instead he started to grow. And his body started becoming more robust. So like the sticks turned into actual snow arms, and his smile grew bigger and dirtier somehow. Not sure. But the most concerning thing was that a penis formed between his legs the size of her forearm. You're nodding like, yes, of course.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to confirm that I too, of all the things happening, would find that the most alarming development. Yeah.
She can't believe that this is happening. But
arm
apparently
thickness, that's crazy.
Yeah. Forearm thickness.
Crazy.
You're not crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
But apparently her emotions really did get the best of her. She knows that this is insane, but she can't stop staring at the snow penis. Like she's like,
and
wow,
it's gonna get bigger and harder the more you stare at it.
Yeah, and her thing is like, wow, I must have really been remembering Dave's magical penis when I was doing my magic, Yeah. What proceeds to happen over the next few pages is that Jenny tells our reader numerous times how she knows that this is an all-time low. But she's for sure going to have sex with this inanimate snowman.
Arguably a little animate by the way he's growing. And is it better or is it worse than Dave, Loser Dave and his mummy?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so.
Yeah, who am I to say? I don't know Dave personally, but the snowman also sounds immediately better.
You built him yourself, so like.
So she gets on all fours. And again, I want to reiterate, like every paragraph, she's like, yeah. Every paragraph, she's like, I know that this is bad, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Here I go on all fours.
She gets on all fours, rakes up her skirts, and backs herself into him.
Wow.
And surprisingly, when she's like touching the snow penis, it doesn't melt in her hand or in her vagina.
Good. Well, that would cause complications, so I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
And as she finds her pleasure with this snowman, she moans the words, fuck me. Okay.
Fair.
And they're in the middle of the field when she, has her release. Sorry, I'm getting to the point here.
Orgasms, something we've talked about on the podcast before.
I don't know why I'm like censoring that word.
Like really, ooh.
Meeting the top of the roller coaster.
She had her lady release.
But when she hits that climax, she swears she feels something move inside her. But it had to have been her imagination. She's like, I'm just really going at it. Who knows?
Really climaxing.
So despite the absurdity, she doesn't even feel any shame about this. She's like, I know that from the outside, this would look really crazy, but I just had a blast. And then she just leaves this snowman in the
This
middle of the
big-
field.
This big dick snowman.
Yes. And then goes home. Later that night, something comes out of her vagina. And the only way she can describe it is as seed. And so she says, I thought I felt something in me when I climaxed. And she's like, I don't know what I did, but I feel like I did something to that snowman that was not what I meant to do. So
am I pregnant?
I will talk about this later.
Okay.
The way you were like shocked that I have an answer, not an answer, but an answer, not an answer. Okay. So the next day she gets all of her chores done and she heads out to the field again. And she's thinking of everything she has done leading up to her coupling with the snowman, right? She's thinking, well, technically I did tell it to fuck me. Technically, I did have a lot of emotions going when I was making the magic. And maybe I went a little overboard and did something that made it do what it wasn't supposed to do. She half expects the snowman to be melted, but sure enough, it's there and it looks even larger than last time.
Still dick out.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
Jen walks around and is kind of examining it, trying to figure out if she had put any magic into it, because if she did, she needs to fix it before her aunts find out, because also how are you going to explain that to your aunts? You
obviously put that magic in, girl. You put that pussy magic right in there.
Yes.
Who made him come to life?
Come alive.
So
That's a great one. Suddenly a low voice says, quote, I've been waiting for you.
Wow.
You already know where this is going.
Yeah.
You know where this is going.
I hope it's the snowman or this is going to get crazy really fast.
She looks around and of course there's no one in the clearing. So she assumes maybe this is coming from the snowman. So she goes, and I don't know why this is her instinct reaction, but she goes to poke the eye hole. And he reasonably gets pissed and is like, quote, a poke in the eye isn't what I call foreplay. You and me both, brother.
I'll poke somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So now it's moving. He's like stepping away from her. He's frowning at her. He's like very animate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she can't believe what she's seeing. And he assures her, yes, you did create me. And yes, you did fuck me. And he's kind of being a smart ass about it.
Yes, I did come.
And yeah, I did come in you because you did tell me to fuck you.
You did.
So he starts stroking himself in front of her. And she swears she's not going to do this again. She already did it once.
And she immediately starts getting on her knees again.
No.
Here it goes.
She's like, yesterday was an all-time low for me. But, he starts reminding her how good it felt. And she's like, yeah, you know what? It really did feel pretty good.
Yeah.
So he says, quote, on your knees, pet. And it doesn't take more than 2 seconds for her to give in and get on her knees.
Oops, here I am.
Yes. She gives him oral in which she describes his dick, quote, tasting fresh with a musky underlayer.
Dirty snow.
Like
snow. Like if you eat snow and it did have a little dirt in it.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to all of us. Just a little bit of dirt in there.
It's a little nutrients. It's fine. So I should also note that no matter how much friction his dick receives, no snow melts off it or shaves off it. You know what I mean?
Good. She's not making snow cones down there.
No, ma'am. I also wonder, if she would have bit into his dick, obviously,
wonder.
It does make you wonder. Okay. So after a bit of foreplay, he gets her back into the doggy style. And she's trying to rush to the main event. She's trying to get this in, get this going. But, quote, when I tried to push back into it, a cold arm spanked my bare bottom. My question is, why an arm?
The whole arm.
The whole arm spanked her.
Was it an arm or were you just not looking and it was his dick? That is arm thickness.
That is a good point.
All good questions.
It could have been his dick.
Just slapped it on there.
That's true. He starts taking on kind of this dom role and is like, don't rush me. And he's bossing her around. Okay. So very, very dominant. And she's very much like, yes, sir. So when he finally penetrates her, she mentions him having ridges. Now, when we described the penis at the beginning,
Yes.
there was no real description of ridges like anything abnormal other
Sure.
than the veiny penis part. So I
Sure.
have to imagine that is what are the ridges, is like the veiny part.
Or since he got bigger, maybe he just developed ribs for her pleasure. Hard to say.
Maybe, but I feel like you should have mentioned that to us if that was the change up.
Yeah.
But either way, he also asks her if she wants to, quote, be used and bred by a snowman, in which she eagerly agrees.
Oh, well, okay. No questions. You're like, yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know why there was a breeding kink integrated, but I promise you that we never address contraceptives or fertility of snowmen at all after this point. It is never addressed whatsoever.
I can't understand how magic works. I'm just a regular person.
Yeah, I'm just like curious because typically with like breeding kinks, they're like there's like a whole thing behind it, and they're typically addressing like, oh yeah, I can't get you pregnant, or like I'm on contraceptives, you know what I mean? Like there's typically an address around it.
Hard to say.
I guess not today. Okay. So I will note that both times she has sex in this clearing, she contemplates how crazy it would appear to somebody if they just came across her in this situation. I'm like, great self-awareness. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, babe, for sure. So I can't tell if Ginny has 2 or 3 orgasms, but what I think is the most important thing to note about this one sexual encounter is that when the snowman orgasms, he's letting out a ho ho ho.
I was gonna say that as a joke, and now I'm mad.
Yeah, you're like, I thought of it first.
I was doing my best to not interrupt and be like, "Did he say ho ho ho?"
Which
and I would have been.
I would argue is
really
not his catchphrase.
Yeah, doesn't Frosty the Snowman say like "Happy Birthday" when he comes alive?
I don't know.
Like they put the hat on him and he just goes "Happy Birthday."
I don't know.
I think that's true, but I think that might be true. But I also haven't watched the movie in a minute.
Okay, well, I will
get in the comments to let us know if that's correct or not.
We'll find out in like 4 months when we decide to watch the movie. Okay, when they're done, they thank each other for a great ride. Like he goes,
that's manners.
He goes like, "Thanks for the ride, pet," and she's like, "No, thank you, appreciate it." Like they're
you for the ride, pet.
And then they do a bro hug. No, I'm kidding. And then after saying thank you to one another, the snowman goes still again. Because apparently the spell has achieved exactly what it wanted, which was to fuck her as she had requested. And as Ginny walks home, she hopes that she figures out the perfect version of that spell for next year. The end.
Yeah. Beautiful. Was that not already the perfect version? Maybe the perfect version is just he grows faster.
Yeah, I appreciate that they went their separate ways. There was no emotions attached. They were like, this is just like a 1 night, 2 night stand, technically. 2 daytime stand.
Yeah.
I don't think do we want to go through our scorecard?
We can.
We should, I think. Because I'm just thinking about this. Because I do want you to see there are 2 covers to this.
2?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just think that you should see I think you should see that they are very different from one another, because one of them is definitely more modernized and like a little more discreet than the other.
Sure. Which one should I open first? The Goodreads one or the other
the first one. The first one.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd update this. This is perfect. Background. I would say a bright winter's day, the sun out, probably very cold. At the very top of the book, you could see some frosted tree leaves. And then the title of the book obviously is Plowed by the Snowman. It's up at the top. Above it is what I would describe to be like a Christmassy top hat, like a snowman's little hat. And then there is a carrot by the words plowed by the, and then underneath Snowman, he's got like a scarf and some buttons. There's some snowflake accents. And then IDK, how else to tell you this? There is just a lady booty toochin in a thong and a bra, just like on all fours. You see like half her face, ass so up in the air,
back so arched,
booty toochin, which is awesome, but not discreet if you're reading this in any sort of physical
No,
manifestation.
no.
But
Na-
awesome.
No. This is exactly what we typically want from this type of a book.
Amazing.
If you wouldn't mind going to the other book now, because this is, I have an issue with this one.
And I hope it's the factual inaccuracy.
Yes,
It's
it is.
very cute. In the cute, more discreet, but less accurate
Yes.
book cover. This is illustrated. It is a snowy scene, a pile of snow with 2 carrots sticking out of it, and it says "Plowed by the Snowman," and it's cute. But carrots,
Ma'am, you didn't even
Carrots?
have 1 carrot for the nose, let alone 2.
2 carrots.
2
on a-
carrots
from
for
a
what?
carrotless snowman. We all know his nose was a pine cone, and
Yeah.
his dick was an arm.
Everybody who's been in this podcast knows
All
that
2
this
of us.
is that this did not have any carrots involved.
But it is really
specifically.
cute. But it's just
It is cute.
actually.
And
I guess if you had put 1 pine cone in a pile of snow, people would have been like, "What is that?
what the fuck? Yeah.
What is
no, that's
that?"
fair.
But-
So diversity, we got witches. I don't really know if there's any diversity here we could really call out. But plot, I would say it is a 3 because
I'm gonna give it a 4 because I thought it was a lot of backstory for 20-some pages. We found out how she was a late bloomer, how her magic was disappointing by her aunt. So she's like, "You guys."
Yeah, my only thing is like I thought it was going to be more of a thing that she accidentally created this and she had to like hide it from her aunt and like find a way to disassemble it. But it was like such a footnote that she was like, "Ooh, I can't have this out here." And then she just has sex with it and it just happens to go still. And you're like, okay.
I can't help that that's how magic works, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, fair, touche. Okay, Smut, there were 2 sex scenes in 20 pages. So I'm giving that a solid 4.5.
Yeah. Give it a 4.
You want a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. The cover, which cover would you like to judge on?
Oh boy. I mean, I want to judge the first one because
Okay, fair.
because it's a bold statement.
Yeah. So what are you going to give it?
We're gonna give it a 4.
I'm also going to give it a 4 because that one also has a carrot on it, and
It does also have a carrot on it. Points off for the carrot.
Again, I don't want to be an asshole, but this is our podcast and we can do what I want. So that leaves me at a 76. And you are, hold on, doing math.
Compute.
You are at an 80. So that's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. What is your
bad.
say smut moment from?
What is my say smut moment from when a witch made a fuck snowman? I'm gonna say I was immediately taken aback by the girth.
Yeah.
Like a full arm hanging between those legs. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also the fact that his quote unquote seed came out hours later when she's like just going to bed at night.
I have a lot of questions about that.
I do have a lot of questions about. It's fine if we want to throw in a breeding kink. I'm not going to judge that, but I am going to ask that you would then explain to us
a little more.
Explain a little more. Is she pregnant? I really need to know.
Because we didn't do the disclaimer if she's pregnant. And you know we got to do that for like my sake.
It was not even referred to her. Like she didn't even have internal dialogue that was like, oh, it's made of magic. It couldn't possibly get me pregnant. She didn't even do that. Yeah. There was no acknowledgement.
I suppose that means we don't have to worry about it then. But
what, we just ignore our problems and
if it was a possibility, she would have been more concerned in the book.
That's true.
She told us.
I will also say that I thought the spanking of whatever limb was spanked
with an arm across the ass.
Also, her innate desire to just poke him in the eye was kind of an interesting choice.
I understand that a little bit because it's a snowman. I would have probably just poked him in the face, not directly at his eyeball, just in case.
His eye.
To each their own.
Yeah. So I would have. Maybe it's just because I don't have magic in my life making things animate. I just want to ask him a lot of questions. Like, what is your soul made of? Do you just go from snowman to snowman? What are you?
Ooh, he's a very specific magical manifestation created by her horny magic energy. On accident.
On accident. I just happened to back up into his penis.
Well, that part was not an accident, but the creation was definitely an accident.
Well, that is our book today. And I will say always talk about contraceptives or about what you want with your partner before doing it.
Maybe hang around a little bit longer just to see if that snowman you made has sentience.
Yeah.
Just a little bit longer, because he wasn't quite done growing and he was able to talk eventually. If she just waited.
Yeah. I wonder when that happened. When did that click into place?
It leads me to believe that there was a period of time where he just sat out there and it felt like, well.
I wonder if he thought she'd ever come back.
I bet he got blue balls.
Oh, probably.
Because they were frozen.
Yeah, that's good. There was no ball reference.
Not one ball joke.
Not one ball joke. Not one snowball joke. Ah,
missed opportunities.
Missed opportunity. Right. HD summer.
That's okay.
Appreciate this piece of art during our summertime, and we hope you stay smutty.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.